Greetings, scientists. Today on Merry Meeples, we are looking at compounded lab notes. The ChemiLab Roll and Write game by Daryl Lauder, coming to us from Greater Than Games. Class is now in session for lab notes. This roll and write scientific notes game features the brain-teasing challenge of forming chemical bonds. Each round, a player rolls all the elemental dice for hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, or a useful but dangerous Bunsen burner. The rolling player chooses their element first, leaving the rest of the table to scratch their heads to fit the remainder within their own lab notes. Will you get the top score and become the head of the class? So 2 to 5 players, 14 and up, 40 minutes. We start off with your sheets, single-sided, but I will say we did get the refill pack with ours, so we have a bunch more sheets that we can use. But this shows a few things. Shows you your hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, Bunsen burner, and what dice they're on with the yellow and the white above it. And then how many covalent bonds they can have. So hydrogen can have 1, oxygen 2, nitrogen 3, carbon 4, Bunsen burner none because it... when a Bunsen burner comes up, here's the options. If someone selects it, they burn a space and then they can get any one of these they want. Otherwise, it will cause a lab fire. When a lab fire happens, you have to burn 2 spaces. You also have the option of trashing elements. That's what the side column is. When you trash the ones above it, you do a Bunsen burner action when you do this. These are the amount of times you can use your tools, starting here. These next ones are when you fill in note cards, and as you fill these in, you get more uses of your tools. You put your elements in here. This shows you down here, single bonds are 0, double bonds are 3, triple are 6. Then you add up all your compounds, your note cards, minus your burn spaces, which are minus 2 points per burn space to get your total score. There's your name, the date, and that. Here is the rule book. I just went over a bunch of it with you, but obviously there's a lot more to it than what I just basically said. Table of contents, here's your credits, the components, the note cards, setup, there's the different die faces, there's a setup for 5 players. Round order, as you see, starting dice pool, they select those, player 5 selects those, then you get a community die. Then how to notate the elements and what you can do on your board. Doing the covalent bonds. Don't be a mad scientist, be a glad scientist. Nickel, cerium, nice. Legal, illegal. Earning and using tool cards, score and claim note cards, refilling note cards. Lab fires! Do this or use this. This is covering the Bunsen burners. Here's the end game. And look at that craziness that an end sheet will look like because you play until someone fills up their sheet. So obviously it wasn't this person as they have a few spots open. But someone triggered it and then they show you how to score. That's how to score. And then the back. The lead player token is this pencil sharpener. Pretty cool. Nice looking pencil sharpener. Says lab notes on it. Here are the dice. Let's pop these out here. Fairly decent feeling. Nice plastic dice. You see the different sides. Where's the Bunsen burner? There's the Bunsen burner. You got the different colors. How do they roll? Roll pretty nice. Alright, so now we got these lab notes. The lab notes are kind of why you're trying to lay these out. You're trying to score these and make these bonds on your board to score the points. So it's actually kind of cool. They have the name dioxohydrazine, N2O2, and then some facts about it. You have formaldehyde, hydrazine, hydrogen peroxide, carbon dioxide. How to avoid fires. So this is a lab fire, so when this comes up, you have to burn those 2 spots unless you use a fire suppressant tool. Methane, formic acid, trioxidane, cyanogen, I don't know, I'm not no scientist, ethylene, isocyanic acid, ethanoium, another lab fire, ammonia, nitrosyl cyanide, cyanamide, hydroxylamine, urea, and then a fire. That is a crazy, look at all that stuff on there. Alright, you do have these pencils that came with the game. Pretty cool. They say lab notes on them. They come with a little eraser. Kind of neat. You normally don't see them come with erasers. And here are the tool cards. So there is a set of 6 tool cards for every player. So as you see, all those cards. But let me show you the other side. But first this. So you have a solid, you have a gas, and you have a liquid. When you are able to form this bond, that's when you unlock the tools. So those are the bonds you're looking at doing there. So in your tools, so you have a microfuge. Reroll your selected die up to 2 times before notating. And this little symbol there is what you fill in on the sheet. So when you use the tool, you're going to fill in that to show it. And then obviously when you fill in the 3, you can't fill any more until you get down to there. So that's the microfuge. Your centrifuge, before you select your die, reroll any number of available dice up to 2 times. Fire suppressant, ignore lab fire. So here this is a 2, so it must be powerful. You may add or erase a single bond of an uncompleted compound. The Buckner funnel, prevent all note cards from being moved this turn. And then the retort flask, if it is an element, ignore the final die and notate your die again. So what this means is about preventing them from being moved. So when someone makes and scores a note card, if you have 3 out on the table, 1 gets discarded, they slide down, you bring the next one. Because the first one in the row is worth 1 point, 3.6 points, I believe. It says it in the rule book. Alright, but that was what was all in lab notes from Greater Than Games. A little bit of a chunkier, longer roll and write at 40 minutes, and as you see, you have to really plan out where you're putting your elements to create the bonds, because you can only create bonds to and from a newly placed element, so you can't put an H there and be like, oh, I'll just add stuff to it later. Well, you can, but only if you put them around it. So a lot of stuff kind of going on in here. Alright, but I am going to go put out that fire that the Bunsen's doing. Ah!